Part 5. "Got another one over here, Max," called a tall, dark-skinned woman in a white suit, the hiss of canned air helping her breathe. "Poor thing. This one must have been a child." "Good God, they just had at it, didn't they?" Max came over to investigate, his white bodysuit crinkling as he squatted down next to the tiny, mangled corpse. It was shriveled and twisted, the flesh so darkly green in places it looked black. The body still twined slightly as the flesh turned upon itself, devouring. "More dead green?" the woman asked sadly, shaking her head over the dank array before her. "This makes 5 in all, and this one a kid. Poor thing." Max shrugged, standing up and dusting off his gloved hands. "What do you want to do about the vehicle?" "The truck might be too much of a hassle." The woman blew out a long breath. "Still worth a look at least." She wandered over to an old red pickup, pacing around it with a sharp eye. "How the hell did this happen?" Mark asked, stunned, glancing around. "This is the worst case I've seen yet." He peered through his breathing mask at the thick cloud of green mist that hung in the air, carpeting the entire hillside. "Far as I can tell, they ate some dead green and it turned on them," the woman explained, slamming the driver's door to the truck and throwing a grenade-like capsule into the bed. "Too green?" Mark asked, bemused as he watched the capsule disperse a caustic mist over the truck. The pair backed up as the vapor settled around the vehicle. "Way too green." The woman shook her head, a dry smile on her face. "So what's this case you wanted to show me?" "This guy here." Mark led her over to a bloated, mottled green man. He was only beginning to rot. "He ain't like the rest around." "Isn't," the woman corrected offhand. "Why is he like this? Green is uneven. Flesh isn't even eating itself. He looks like a normal dead person aside from the coloration." "He was immunized. I bet you $100, Mark replied matter-of-factly, pointing a cocky finger at the woman. The woman was silent for a moment, inspecting the corpse with piqued interest. "Must have been in the first wave of shots," she pondered, nudging the swollen figure with her boot. Max nodded. "They weren't really able to do any definitive research when the green first broke out. Made a lot of assumptions based on related incidents, other outbreaks, without knowing that it was nothing like the rest. That first vaccine only protected against mild cases, the early onset of the green, and limited exposure to it. This, well, it wasn't as bad as his fellows, but he was probably the first to go. Couldn't have been in as much pain as the others. Poor bunch." The woman shook her head, surveying the scene again. "They could have made it," she sighed. "They could have been decontaminated, if not for that damn dead green." "They did well for what they knew," Mark shrugged. "We followed their tracks this far." They stared out over the hills for a few moments more, the green swirling around them. "They almost made it," the woman whispered shakily. "Come on," Mark said quietly, tugging the woman's arm gently. "The suits won't hold up forever." "Right," the woman nodded, checking her vitals on a watch-like device at her wrist. "Let's go." Thank you for listening to Green Fever, written and narrated for you by Heather Rose, also known as Applejuice Jade Deer on DeviantArt and YouTube. I would like to thank Sarah Rawson, Amanda Hale, and Alina Hale for contributing their artwork to this video. Go check them out on DeviantArt under the names Laissez Fever, AJ Hale, and Fat Aura. Thanks again for listening.